Hey, Facebook Live, YouTube, Periscope, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, listen, I want to welcome you tonight. I wanted to come on. There's so much that's been going on, and you guys will notice my background's a little different, right? But you guys recognize that curtain, right? Those of you that have been following me for a while know that I am on my sofa in the living room. I am at home, y'all. Listen, y'all know rarely when I go live am I home anymore, right? Normally I'm in my office. You'll see my office wall. You'll see my pictures, but I'm at home. And a part of the reason that I'm at home is what we're going to talk about on tonight. There are just some things that you just have to do, some things that you have to acknowledge, some things that you have to recognize. And baby Brooklyn has really forced me to really look at some stuff. I'm going to bring my girl, Sharita Leon, on with me shortly so that she too can share some things with you about this entire journey. You guys, first of all, before we get started, let me tell you, I'm your girl, Dr. V. That's right. I am the founder and head of school at the Walters Academy for Entrepreneurship, a private school serving 6th through 12th grade, where we teach the kids how to be entrepreneurs. Like, it's all about developing that entrepreneurial mindset, right? Not only that, but I am a professor, I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a big mama, translation, grandmother. I'm also a serial entrepreneur. There are so many things that I do. I am a coach, I am a strategist, and I am a prophet of the Most High. And I am a kingdom entrepreneur. You guys, listen, as a kingdom entrepreneur, there are some things that you have to acknowledge. I show up fully. All of me shows up. The prophet, the mother, like all of the lessons of all of my life show up when I show up. And tonight is no different. I'm going to bring to the stage, the platform, my girl. Listen, she is an entrepreneur extraordinaire, protege of the legendary Les Brown, 2 times best-selling author. Listen, this woman is a Forex trader. She is a coach and so much more. I'll probably say this. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it unapologetically. I'm super excited about being partnered with her because she is my partner in the BAM Bosses. That's right. Billionaires and Millionaires Bosses movement, where we talk health, lifestyle, wealth, and Tava. And tonight we're going to talk about really how you stop faking and do the work to become the you need to be for what you want to accomplish in your life. Sharita, we just had an hour of power with our CEO, Mr. Kenny Lloyd, where he talked a lot about change and the importance of change and why we need to change. As you were listening to that live, what stood out to you the most about what he said?
You know, as he kept, first of all, thank you, Dr. V, for allowing me to grace your dynamic platform. And good evening, everyone. So, what came to my mind constantly as he kept speaking about change, I literally kept reflecting on the changes I've had to make to become who I am and the changes I'm continuing to make to be the person that I know I am to become as well. And so when he talked about change, I literally kept seeing my old self. And you know, most people that see me today, they really don't believe me when I tell them I used to be somebody entirely different. Like, the confidence you see now never existed. The ability to speak on stages, the ability to go to random strangers. I never was that person. Like, I literally would not even be able to look people in the eye. Like, that's who I used to be.
Wow.
And so when he speaks of change, I think about the journey that I had to take to make those changes. And it's not an easy thing. It's not something that's comfortable, right? It's a lot of tearing and it's like layers off of onions being peeled off, right? And so as he spoke on change, I reflected on my change, but then I also thought about the good things that come from change, right? And change is something that we cannot hide from. Change is inevitable. And so although some people may not intentionally change, even if you don't mentally change, you're physically changing. Our body tells on us, right? We'll begin to get older. The grades will begin to come out because change has to happen. And so when he spoke on change, I saw my own self reflecting and I saw the changes that I have to continue to make.
Sharita, one of the things that I'm like you, the devil is a lie.
What
That's the
happened?
first thing. The devil is a lie. Okay. I don't know what happened. Whatever happened, the devil is a lie. Okay.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
But when you said that, I thought about my own changes and transformations over time, right? Now, I know for me, when people think about, a lot of times when people think about network marketing, they think about selling, 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 selling. When I think about network marketing, I think about the personal development that I've engaged in, that I may not have engaged in the way I engaged in it as a result of participating in network marketing. I tell people that network marketing is a personal development plan that pays, right?
Yeah.
So you have to develop, you have to grow, you have to become the person that you've been created to be in order to show up the way you need to show up, in order to draw what you need to draw, to be who you need to be, to get what it is that you desire. And so for me, I look at it and listen, this is the best $99 investment I could have ever made. Because even in the short time between April and now, the changes that I have made in my life to become who I am and continuing the journey, listen, they have been a necessary part of the growth and development I needed to make for my God-given assignment. This is bigger than network marketing. It is bigger than Tava. This is destiny for me. And so I'm like you. People say, Dr. V, oh, I know, you've always been like this. There's some things about me that have always been there. Like, I've always talked. I've always been willing to be the center of attention. I've always been willing to show up, but it hasn't always been real. Hasn't always been real, because even though I talked and even though I showed up, things that I experienced in my life made me do it like I did it, but I felt like one day people were going to find out that I was an imposter. In graduate school, they talk about the imposter syndrome that people go through, right? And so I remember being in graduate school thinking these white people are going to discover that I really don't know all of I don't know all of this, right? And so I felt like I was an imposter. I was faking, and they were going to find out, and then I was going to be kicked out of the academy, kicked out of the classroom as a professor. Think about it. In graduate school, here I am. I'm the same age and younger than a lot of my students. I started teaching college. Hear me. I started teaching college at 21 years old.
Wow.
I was 21 teaching people that were younger than me and much older than me. And so I felt like, okay, they're going to find out I really don't know what I was talking about. But I did know what I was talking about, right? I knew what I was talking about, but I felt like, how could I know enough to teach these people? But I did, And I think that sometimes we confuse that. So let me tell you where the imposter stuff comes in. So as I advance in graduate school and I'm looking at people and I'm reading people's work and I'm thinking, I'll never be able to do this. I'll never be able to write like this. I'll never be able to articulate my points like this. I'll never be able to show up like they show up. And Sharita, yes, there were some areas where I was faking, but I realized that there were some areas where I actually probably knew and was better than 90% of the people that I was looking at saying, oh my God, they already know the answer. So I discovered that while I was thinking I was an imposter, a lot of other people were thinking that they were an imposter. And we're all thinking that we're faking it. And we were to an extent because we just didn't have the confidence, but it was always there inside of us. So I'm glad that you now are able to show up in the way that you were created to show up, because you are so freaking amazing.
Thank you, Dr.
But it's true. You are. And I think sometimes we don't believe how amazing we are, and we don't believe what's in us. And so we fake it because we think it's got to look like somebody else in order for it to be real.
Absolutely.
So our CEO was talking about change and change being inevitable and change being consistent. So as you look at your change, your growth, and your development, how have you changed in Tava? We're not even talking about the whole time. Let's talk about in Tava. How have you changed from the moment that you made the decision to who you are now?
That's a really good question. And, shout out to Mr. Browning. I don't know if he's still on, but,
Yes.
a lot of my change came from being pushed by my diamond leader, Mr. Clavon Browning, because, because before I started with Tava, I was so done with the network marketing industry. There were really parts of me that were mixed between disgust and then really trying to figure out if I could do this again. And that was one of my biggest things. Like, I really felt like, oh my gosh, I don't think I could do this again. And it felt like things were taking longer. And some of the people that I thought would have, partnered with me and things of that sort, they didn't do it, right? Because they were burned out too. So I started growing my business. Well, technically it was growing, but I was just really kind of behind the scenes. I was really just kind of putting my foot in, putting my foot out, seeing what kind of works, maybe share a picture here and there. I was really not consistent and really being bold about my commitment and decision to being a part of Tava. So the actual change that took place is really evident, if you follow me on social media, is that I became bold about, yes, this is what I'm doing again. And part of the reason why I couldn't be that bold in the beginning was because I felt guilt. I felt shame. I felt like I said I was going to do this again. And so how am I doing this now? And so because of that, I felt like I didn't have a pride of being in network marketing. And so how can you move forward with doing something if you don't fully believe in it? Or how can you fully move forward with something when subconsciously you're like, I don't, I'm above that. Right. And so that's where I was. So to answer your question, my change took place when I got rid of the old thinking and living in my past and really looking at the opportunities that I currently had in this opportunity called Tava, and then being pushed by dynamic leaders like a Mr. Browning and looking at other people. And one of the things, this might be, listen, I'm going to say it, but mentioned, you mentioned how you were in a graduate school and you're looking and thinking, oh my gosh, I don't think I could ever be as good as them. Oh my gosh, I'm the youngest one here. Well, for me, I started looking and I had the opposite actual experience. So for me, I was looking and I would say, I'm actually a lot better at that than that person. And then I'd be like, I actually would have done that better. And I said that because I knew it was true, but I wasn't doing it. So it was like, well, you're talking all this talk, Sharita, but they got the results. You don't. Yes. And so I had to make that shift and say, okay, get on it for real. So I literally started making it my focus. I let it grow in me. I started listening to more of what this opportunity was about, listening more to the heart of the CEO, being able to see how things are moving and just showing up and saying, this is where I'm going to be. And now it became personal to now the dream that I once had, I have to make a realization here. And that's that's how I changed pretty much.
Well, I love that, Sharita, because listen, I know for me, and we share this, even though you tried to deny it, right? You tried to deny it. And I can remember telling you when you're like, I'm done with network marketing. I was like, okay. Sure okay.
You sure did. Just like that.
Because I know us, right? Because we are very much alike in a lot of ways. And I think for me, it's one of the things that made it so easy yet difficult for me to partner with you, right? Mm. See, I know how we are when we get together, we go hard. We're going to go hard, right? And I was like, when you introduced me to Tava, because listen, you guys, I was the first person that Sharita introduced to this opportunity. And she was like, I'm checking this out. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but I want you to check it out with me and give me your feedback. And I'm like, okay, girl, I'm not going to do it, but What is it? I'm not doing that company, but I'll listen with you, girl. I'll listen. Okay. And I listened, and I really did not have an open mind. I was listening with one ear and doing some other stuff. And Mr. Browning was giving an amazing presentation. The presentation was on point. There was nothing wrong with the presentation, but my mind was like, heard it all before. Right. Maybe on, this, sunshine. Maybe that. Like I was like, no, okay. So I'd already made up my mind before Mr. Browning ever said one word that I was not going to do TAFA. And it wasn't necessarily that I wasn't going to do network marketing. It was like, I'm not doing TAFA. I'm not doing it. I don't care. That. I was, nah, I'm not doing it. And really, when I look at the journey and what shifted me, right? Because Sharita has been consistent. I know Sharita, whatever she does, she's gonna get success. She's gonna kill it. Like that's what she does. And when we're together, we kill it hard together. Like we just go hard together. We go hard in the paint. Like whatever we do, we're gonna go hard. So I that was not my issue. But let me tell you where I messed up, because I done really well in not getting on her lives intentionally. Not because she doesn't have anything to say, but because I knew if I got on there, she was going to say some stuff that was going to speak to me. And I didn't want to feel like she was looking at me through the screen. Okay. Because I knew it would move me. And so I remember catching one of her lives. You know how you let it play, but you not on it, right? You just let it play, but you not on it, but you just letting it play. So the person can't see that you on it, but they watching, right? So that's what I was doing. As Sharita said, to the first person who orders any two products, I'm going to send you a free bottle of Valet 30, which is our liquid vitamin. And I was like, okay. Because I had just tried to order some other stuff, and I was getting ready to spend about $300 on products to try to get some results, because I just wanted a boost in my results for my weight loss. Like I wanted a boost, and I wanted a boost desperately. And I don't know if anybody else out there has ever been in that place, but you'll spend, it doesn't matter how much money to try to get those results. And so that's what I was getting ready to do. But for some reason, God blocked it. He wouldn't let it
be so.
Come on. And I'm grateful that he did, because instead of spending $300, I spent $99. Plus I got a free product, which altogether would have only cost me $159. Still, I'm like, what? That's like half of what I was getting ready to spend. But I got my product and I tried that Valet 30, and I immediately fell in love with one taste. It wasn't even one cap, it was one taste. And when I tasted it, I was like, oh no, this is different. And I had to go live. And I'm so grateful, because Sharita making that decision to do that allowed me to be more open to the possibilities. And then I started losing weight, and the products worked, and I felt good, and I had energy, and I had focus. Now y'all may think that this is a pitch that I'm trying to sell you. That's not what I'm doing. I'm telling you what happened for me, because remember, I was not doing this.
At all.
I was not doing it, and I was not buying the product. I wasn't even buying the products.
Nothing, I wasn't even none. There was nothing. Y'all, see, I never said this publicly before. I came back to see, we talk about the first time I brought TAFA to her. She doesn't mention that there was a second time I brought TAFA to her. I waited a few more months, came back like, hey, Dr. V, I said, I'll even sponsor you in. She said, no, I'm good. I was like, okay. Said,
Sharita.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And I don't even remember that.
Like,
I don't even remember that.
You blocked it. That's why. You weren't trying to hear me at all. She's like, yeah, I'm actually doing something. I said, oh, okay. She's like, but no, I said, oh, okay. And then she gave me one of those fake, but what did you say? You said something like, but I'm cheering for you, or you got this, or something like that.
I probably said something like, but listen, I know you're going to do great, because you are so absolutely amazing. So I wish you great success on your journey.
She gave me that general, everybody. I said, okay, Dr. Free. Okay, fake emoji. That's what happened, y'all.
This just goes to show you. So let me tell you, the third time, I watched the live. I got on the live enough to see she said something about a free product. I said, oh, she said it's free? okay, let me buy 2 products. I was getting ready to buy about 5 products just to get some results. 5, y'all hear me when I tell you 5 products. I promise you, I was getting ready to buy 5 products. Okay, so I said, okay, well, let me just go on in. I was like, girl, send me your link. Did somebody already get the free vitamin? And she was like, no. And I was like, girl, send me your link. She said, is this Dr. V?
I was like, wait a minute. I'll say you're looking at my phone like.
But remember, before that, I tried to I tried to FaceTime you. I tried to FaceTime you, and you declined my FaceTime. Like, I don't know who this is. Lies. She declined my FaceTime. She didn't know who I was. She didn't have my number saved, and she didn't have my new number saved in her phone. She declined my FaceTime, and then I texted her and said,
"That's not that didn't happen."
Look at my face. and she said, I said, did you already give away the free product? And she was like, who is this? I was like, this is Dr. V. She was like, Dr. V? I was like, yeah, girl. Send me your link.
Exactly.
And she was like, what?
Exactly.
So then we talked. We talked then. Because, then she knew who it was. She was like, girl, I didn't know who you were FaceTiming me. Girl, yeah, it's me, girl. Listen, I'm trying to get these products. I just tried to buy these other products and it wouldn't go through, right? So we talked. She sent me the link. Listen, y'all check this out. The smooth operator. She sent me the link for me to order the products. And then she texted me and said, well, you know that you can actually sign up for the business for the same price that you're going to pay for the products. So, like, I know you don't want to build a business right now, but you can at least secure your spot, and that purchase will allow you to do that. Now I know you don't want to build.
Yep.
I get it. I know you're good, but this will secure your spot if you're interested, right? I said, oh Lord. I said, girl, send me the link to join. I joined. Y'all listen, now let me talk about the change, right? I went from, girl, send me the link, to using the products and my life being changed by them. And I don't say that in a way that is just something to say. I'm talking about literally. So Sharita, what did you see happen for me that let you know that my life had been changed by the products?
Okay, first of all, when she breaks down how this happened, it really happened just like this. So when she received the Valley 30, first thing she said was, girl, this big. And I was like, yes, I know.
The bottle is huge. I'm used to a little bitty bottle.
Exactly.
The baby bottle.
Exactly. So then she opens up the bottle and she tastes the Valley 30. Literally didn't finish the whole capful. She's like, ooh, this is good. I said, I know. She said, girl, I gotta go live. So she went live. Now, let me keep in mind, she still is not building a business. She just wanted people to know how good it was because she was excited, okay? So she goes and does this live. And I'm like, okay, God, work on her, Jesus. Work on her, Jesus. But anyway, when she talks about the change, she texts me the next day or inboxed me a picture of food on the plate. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, why is Dr. V sending food on the plate? So I'm like, she doesn't cook. So I'm like, she said, girl, I cooked. I said, you did not cook. She said, I cooked. Then it didn't stop there. She went on and cleaned her whole office, cleaned her house. I said, wait a minute. For those of you that do not know, Dr. V does not do any of that, okay? So she's like, I don't know what's in this Valley 30. I don't know what's in this Vita Plus, but girl, I done cooked. I cleaned. I said, okay. The products literally changed her life. Like, she was doing things that she does not typically do. And then I watched and I said, okay. And so and even still, she was still not building. She was still low key. So I said, Dr. V, can I post you in the group? Can I add you? She said, no, not yet. I said, okay, I won't. I'll leave you be. That was like maybe the third day. I said, can I welcome you now? Or are you still on the low? She said, you could go ahead and welcome me. I said, oh, okay. I welcome in. Boom. It was like crazy. The next day, she was like binary qualified. 48 hours, she became supervisor. I said, okay, Jesus, let's go. And that's literally what happened. So we talk about a change. I witnessed the change. This is a change that took place over a time span of about maybe at the time, maybe 6 months, 5 months in, something like that, where I came to her, like she said, that very first opportunity call that I ever got on with Tava, I came to Dr. V and she was like, I'll listen to it. Okay. And we got off the call. I called her back and she said, I mean, it's nothing new, nothing different. I was like, okay. She's like, yeah. I said, okay. But but I don't want any parts. But you gonna go ahead and rock it. You do you. And, I said, okay. And that's what happened as I sip my Kai tea.
Listen, absolutely the truth. But let me tell you something. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in things that make sense, right? If it makes sense for me, And so when I started using these products and I saw the change, and not only did I see the change, hold up, I wasn't the only one. People watched the difference in me on my lives. People saw, I promise you, one Saturday, one of my girlfriends came to my office. I had boxes everywhere because I was transitioning. So there were boxes. I was like, girl, look over there in that drawer. Listen, move that box, step over that, right? And get to the drawer and get this out. Now that was in the afternoon, probably about 3:00 in the afternoon. That night, I was still in my office, and I guess it was probably about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And my office was clean. Like there were no boxes right there. I had swept and mopped and rearranged stuff and organized stuff. And people were like, I was just there. It didn't look like that. Listen, that's these products, y'all. Listen, I'm trying to tell you. So people started seeing the energy that I had and asking me, what are you doing? Like, what is it that you're doing? And I'll be like, listen, y'all, it's these products. Like, I'm not kidding. It's these products because they gave me energy I did not have. And y'all know I'm always on 110, right? But it would burn out. But I was blown away by it. And so when we talk about faking energy, y'all listen, this is me, right? Watch. Hey, Facebook Live, it's your girl, Dr. V. Listen, you guys, I just came because I want to share a word with you. I would give whatever I had to give. But when I was done, my energy level would go, ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just poured so much out, right? Yep. And so by the end of the day, I didn't want to really be bothered with people. I don't really want to talk to you. When I got home, I would go in my room. I didn't want to be bothered with my family. Why y'all talking to me? I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm getting ready to veg out, watch TV, and do some work. That's it, right? And so now you'll see me at my office late because I'm working, right? And so I've got this energy and I'm working. And so literally I'm putting in the work necessary for my goals because I've got multiple things going on and I'm operating in expanded territory. So God has increased my capacity, and these products have allowed my ability to meet the demands of the increase.
Come on.
Possible.
Yeah. That's a real thing. And, I'm listening to you talk about your change in time and what the products did for you. I remember when I first really started taking these products for real, right? And I was, because the only people that actually see me are my church family, right? Before all this stuff happened. So they were looking like, okay, Sharita, we see you. What's going on, right? And so they started seeing the change, and a lot of people became my customer because of the fact that these products really work. But change is going back to what we're talking about with change literally is required, both physically. You find that most successful people that are successful are very disciplined, even in how their physicality looks, because they know that's all part of it. And so it made sense for me to really get on the change physically because I knew I had to do that to be able to live out my purpose, to do all the grand things that God had shown me to do, and traveling to speak here and do different things, I needed to be healthy. But in addition to that, I'm also very much like, yo, I'm not promoting anything for free. And I remember January of last year, I had started my weight loss journey, and I was like, man, I'm going out to the gym. I had a personal trainer for some time. And then I said to myself, well, I need to find something. I'm like, I'm not going to be, I'm like, I need to monetize this. And then I said to myself, but I'm not going to create a product, right? And I'm not going to join network marketing. So I'm like, I need an affiliate link. I need something. That's really how I was thinking. Because see, money wasn't the issue then, right? But it was like, okay, so how do I make money and lose weight at the same time? And then fast forward to like 8 months later, Tava comes to play. And so literally as I'm changing and changing my physical body and changing how I feel, I'm making bank at the same time, being able to change my life physically and financially. But even more so than that, the other change that came for me was the emotional side of the change, the ability to feel like I was thriving, the ability to know that I was actually making an impact on people's lives, the ability to wake up every day with a newness to go after something. It was just so different. For whatever reason, things had become so mundane for me. And so I knew, okay, I would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll be trading the London session. Then I knew, okay, I'm going to give signals out. And it was just like, I missed something. And so the change for me was so much deeper than just finances. It was a change that required me to be vibrant, a change that needed me to pour into people on a different level. And that change is what has brought this excitement and this movement that we have now in Tava, because I was willing to make that change even when I didn't feel like it initially. And so
listen, Sharita, and you're so right, because the way you pour, the way you give, the way you serve is amazing. Because can I be honest for a second?
Go ahead, Dr.
I remember a time when you didn't like people.
You better go ahead and say that.
You love people.
Well, I ain't like them.
But you didn't like people. It's like, listen, these people done got on my nerves. They get on my nerves, Dr. V. I'm not fooling with these people. They don't want to listen. They don't want to do what they need to do. Like, and this is not in Tava. This is in previous endeavors that we were in. And I can remember Sharita would sign up 1,200 people, but then people start asking her a whole bunch of questions. She'd be like, listen, I done told y'all, I done put your information in here. Why are you calling me? Are you calling me? Are you calling me? Are you on my phone? Now, she never said that to the people, but I promise you she felt like that. I'm telling y'all, like she was like, I am sick of these people. I'm good if I don't recruit not another person, because they don't listen. They don't listen. People don't listen. Why don't they listen? And to see her service now in Tava, like when I tell you, it like she is a phenomenal servant leader for real. It's one of our affirmations, but it's very much also the truth. She is a phenomenal servant leader, and she serves selflessly for the good of the group, which is big, because for both of us, normally we are the ones doing all the work. I'm so grateful that I'm not the one doing all the work, right? But I know that, like with having the baby come, and I say having the baby, people be like, you act like you had a baby. I feel like I had a baby, okay? I'm in the delivery room. I'm like, oh my God. The nurses is coming in, waking up. Oh my God, right? And now the baby's home, and I'm like, oh my God. Loving it though, loving it, right? And so, I've not been able to, I'm not in the office like I normally am. Normally I'm in the office at 10 o'clock, right? 10 o'clock, I'm still in the office because I'm working, right? Yeah. I'm not there. I'm home because I am intentionally coming home for baby Brooklyn, right? So her mom can get a break, right? So, I'm not there like I used to be. And it means that I've not been able to go live like I used to go live, because I've been up with the baby, right? I've been up with the baby. So Sharita has really carried things. Even tonight, she was like, Dr. V, have you got it tonight? Because she knows that I'm adjusting with the baby. And I'm like, yeah, guys, because if you need me to, we can go live together. Da, da, da. I was like, well, I got it. You've been doing it. I'll carry it. I'll hold it down. But where is she? right here, you know? And so our goal and our whole focus and our purpose is to help bring people into their purpose and their destiny. It's what we do in our coaching. It's what we do in this business. It's what we do in our lives. That's our whole thing. And BAM Bosses allows us to do that. And listen, do it and get paid.
Hello. That part.
Do it and get paid for helping people to become the amazing and great people that they were created to become. So for us, it's not about the money. Well, let me say this. It's not just about the money, because it is about the money. Don't get it. Y'all see that money down there, right? Y'all see that money. Like, it's about that, right? But it's not just about that. It's about making it so that everyone can access that. Everyone can leverage what they bring to the table so that we can create something amazing and incredible, a movement. Because people follow movement, you know, a movement that allows people to show up and become the person they need to become to access the things that God has in store for them.
Absolutely. And that's what it is, a movement. And I thank God for, you know, the transitions in life that, you know, I went through, and what you said was very true. Like, why are you on my phone? Like, you know, and I got into trading because I didn't want to deal with people. Like, I was going through my own personal, I was going through my own personal thing in life. And I was like, I can't right now. And the part of that is because I am someone that I get involved, right? So when I'm working with someone, I'm working to make sure that there is change in your life. And so if I'm pouring into someone and they're not doing what I'm saying, or they're not even applying anything, I take that personally, right? Although, you know, it's business, but it's not just business for me, it's purpose, right? And so because of that, I was just tired. I was like, I'm not going to deal with people. I put my coaching on pause at that time. At the network marketing company I was with, I was like, no. And so when I started looking into that field, it was because I knew that I could make money and never have to talk to anybody again in my life. And that's why I did it.
And that's what she said. Dr. V, I don't want to talk to people. Exactly. I'm just telling you, I do not want to talk to people. I don't want to deal with people. I just want to learn how to trade. Make this money.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said to her. And so I had to go through that. But then it's just like Noah, right? You know, God called him to do something. It didn't matter how many times he tried to run away from Nineveh. Listen, you're going to have to go do what God called you to do. And I've been called to people, okay?
Yes.
So it didn't matter that I be doing some crazy numbers a day, trading on my phone, not talking to that person, right? And still be like, why do I feel like something's missing? What is going on? What's happening?
Right.
Because I've been called to people, and I really want to see people win. Like, that is the truest thing ever. Like, I want people to realize that they can truly have another life. Like, the purpose that God put in their hearts can actually happen and create wealth at the same time. That when we talk about abundance and we talk about the BAM Bosses, that we truly believe what we say. This billionaire millionaire movement is for real. And we want you to find yourself in that. That is my core objective, right? And so for me now, I come and I show up because I show up for those that truly want it and are ready to make that stride and move. Because listen, I know what it's like to be on the other side. I know what it's like just being at work stuck and feeling like you're being choked by your supervisor. Like, I know what that feels like. And so now when I live and I know that I create my own schedule, I want you to know you could do the same thing. And so I care for people. So I give, like, I always under promise and over deliver, because I'm that so invested in the next person to truly see them win. And so for me, I don't remember what the question was, but you know, it's really real. Like, I give so much because I need people to get it. And I want them to move in a sense of urgency so that life can transform transform, like really transform, and know that the same things that I have done to transform my life is the same thing that, you can do to transform yours. And I'm still not where I want to be. But every
Right.
single day, I'm getting closer to that. Every single day, I'm ensuring that I challenge myself to become the person that I know I have to fully become to get to that next place. Oftentimes Mr. Browning says the person who you were when you started Tava is not the person you're going to be when you hit Diamond, and so forth. And it's true, because when I first started Tava, there was no way I didn't even think I could be a supervisor, let alone a director, director two, anything else. It didn't even exist. Right? But in me becoming, I had to go back and watch my old videos, y'all. I had to literally go back and watch my own videos. I'm like, dang, that was you, girl. You were pretty on it. Like, I had to go back to that to remind myself of who I was. And then on top of that, go even higher and deeper. And so when we talk about change, we mean this because we live it. Dr. V and I live what we preach, y'all. We don't come on and do videos and make posts to make you guys think no, we live this thing. We hold each other accountable. The same type of, synergy you see us have be on screen, we're even more like that off screen, because we really live by this thing. And so change is inevitable, especially when you want to become great, especially when it's bigger than you, when you realize that there are people that don't even know you that are depending on you. That's real.
And that's exactly it. And that's why we came together. That I listen, y'all, I'm telling you, as I thought about, first of all, I love network marketing. Love it. Like, love it. My husband would be looking at me. There you go, doing another one of them things. There you go, doing another one of them things. Aren't you tired of doing them things? You making other people rich, right? Because his whole thing has always been with network marketing. Once I learn a presentation, I'm going to kill that presentation, baby. I'm going to give a presentation. People are going to be moved. Things are going to happen. Like, I'm going to do that, right? And my husband would be like, you do all these presentations and you do all of this stuff. And all of these people are making all of this money. But where's your money? I said, that's a good question. Where is my money? Because it's not showing up. Like, and so Mr. Lloyd said something tonight. He said, if you're putting in the work and you're not making the money and your money is not matching, there's something that you have to adjust. So let me tell y'all, okay, this is the moment of transparency. Let me tell y'all what I had to adjust. I had to stop feeling like I somehow was not good enough for people of great influence to partner with, right? I had to stop feeling like people with great influence needed to partner with someone else, or they wouldn't really want to partner with me because I didn't have the level of influence they had. Sharita, listen, one of my girlfriends told me, she said, you can randomly go live, just randomly, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and end up with anywhere from 10 to 20 people on your live off of a random live. She was like, girl, you have a following. And I was like, I guess, but she was right. And what would happen is I would downplay, because when you start believing the lies that people speak over you in your life, then you will start responding to those words and not to God's word, right?
Yeah.
Not to who God says you are, not to who God created you to be, not to the God that is in you, that resides in you, but you'll respond to the lies that people have spoken over you, right? And then you'll believe that, and then you'll think, oh, listen, I'm trying to tell you, Sharita, this is where I am now. Now, people can say I'm arrogant.
Come with it.
They can say whatever they want to say, okay? But this is where I am, seriously. You can partner with anyone, right? But if you're connected to me and you partner with me, baby, you can expect I'm going to go hard for you, right? And that's the thing I love about you, because I knew partnering with you, you would go hard for me the way I go hard for other people. Now, if you're going hard for me and I'm going hard for other people and I'm going hard for you, because I want to make sure that I do what I need to do to help you get to where you're going. See, we ride like that. Yeah. That's how we ride. It's not, oh, I'm just going to do for me. It's like, what do we need to do? Yeah. And this is a prime example. So another moment of transparency. We were working towards goals, right? And we were at the point where I knew that, okay, I'm not going to hit my goal this time right now, right? And I was like, Sharita, what do you need? What do you need? What can I do for you? Right? Because I understand that, listen, if we're doing this thing together, then together we can create change if we're doing it together. So if we're doing it together, then we can create the change that we need to create in order to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish. And so literally, like tonight, we did a whole training sharing with people, listen, this is how you do this. This is how I hit supervisor in 48 to 72 hours. This is how, we've been able to hit these ranks. This is how Sharita's getting ready to hit executive director. It is done. This is how we do it, y'all. Let's break it down. Let's make it plain and let's make it simple. And I got to give credit though. I was talking to a sister girlfriend of mine, and she said, Dr. V, let's just look at the numbers. And I said, okay, girl, let's look at the numbers. And we looked at the numbers and I was like, bang. Girl, this is good. That's right. And I carried it on out all the way to the end, to the very top of the company. What does it look like? What will it take? Right? And so I'm thankful for people like that, like my girlfriend that I talked to, because it is when we bring all of our talents together that we're able to create what's necessary to accomplish our goals. At Tava, everybody's gifts are welcome.
Yeah.
That's not always the case, Sharita.
Trust me, I know. I know. And, as you're speaking, like, I'm just seeing the vision. I just got excited. I don't know, like I just literally felt it, and I'm seeing the vision of the BAM bosses. And while there are many strong men that are part of this movement, and there are many more strong men that are coming onto the movement, I just saw, us. And when I say us, it's you and I, those that are with us currently, and then the others that are coming. And it's such a dynamic, powerful group of voices that can be themselves, yet still work together. There's no jealousy. There's no cattiness.
Yes.
And literally we all pull together and come. And I'm just so grateful. I'm really grateful because I see that we are truly a movement. When I think about giants like a Dr. Sam, who can come and say, okay, what do you need me to do? And ready and deliver and be willing, like, that's amazing. You know what I mean? And then when there are other people that are coming, and we see when everybody sees what happens, I'm just like, y'all, don't wait. When we say that, I need people to get it. When we say that, we don't say that because, they're just trying to get me to sign up. Because listen, if that's your mindset, we don't want you. I'm going to be real honest with you.
Right.
Real 100. Right. But there are others that are like, they kind of feel like how I felt 8 months ago, kind of like, double dutch, jump, get in. Okay. It's your go.
Right.
It's your go. And so this movement, Dr. V, I'm just like, I'm so grateful and excited, but it's the promise. It's what God showed me when God brought me to this industry 13 years ago. Oh my gosh, he showed me this. It took 13 years for it to happen, but it's finally happening now. Oh my gosh, Dr. V. Woo, Jesus.
And listen, we've had an opportunity to see a lot of things together. We've seen good leadership. We've seen poor leadership. We've seen success and we've seen missing the mark, right? But we would have goals and we would be relentless in working towards those goals. And so I'm super excited because we have a vehicle now that we're able to drive to accomplish our goals. And I was really excited because this week I looked at my check and I was like, I'm almost at my first goal, right? And so I have set goals for what I want to accomplish with this business, the amount of money that I want to see, right? What I want to do. Like I have goals with the number of people that I introduce to this business and to these products, right? The number of people that I bring on board, right? Like I have goals for what I want to happen for the area where I live. Like I'm serious about it. And already I have put things in place, to manifest it and make it happen. And so I want to encourage you all, if you've been looking for something that would allow you to be reinforced, to be reinvigorated, to be inspired and motivated and empowered, but where you wouldn't have to do it all by yourself. You don't have to be the only one. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to do it from scratch. You want to partner with us. You want to partner with us not because, listen to me, and I want y'all to hear me, not because of the car we drive or the house we live in, but because of the passion with which we work for the things that we're going to have. Okay? Yes. It's not that it's already all shown up, but it's that we will not stop until it does show up.
Come on.
And we'll create a blueprint and share the blueprint with you, so it doesn't just show up for us, but it also shows up for you. And you won't be looking at us with empty bags from all of these designer stores. Listen, let me tell you something. Listen, I can remember being a part of a company, and I can remember looking at a leader, and they had all of these designer bags that they were carrying, but the bags had empty boxes and stuff in it because, listen, they were faking it to make people think they were somewhere that they weren't. People talking about how much money they made, but then they're looking for us to pay for all their food and stuff. I'm confused. I'm confused.
Doing to merge.
What I can tell you unequivocally is where I am now is not where I'll be in 6 months. That's what I can tell you.
Big fact.
But I'm where I am. Listen,
right.
I call myself a realistic optimist. People say, what is a realistic optimist? I'm unafraid of acknowledging where I currently am, but I'm very clear about where I will be. That this is a pit stop. It's not permanent. This is a pit stop. It is not permanent.
Yes.
The moment you think something is permanent, you never are able to move beyond it. But the moment you understand this is a pit stop, this is the pit stop. See, Joseph went from the pit to the
palace. Come on.
But from the pit, he went and he did some things. Then he ended up in prison. Yep. Then he had to come out, and then he ended up in the palace. And then he was the one who was able to save his entire family. If you're someone who's looking to save your entire family, we have a vehicle that can allow you to do that. If you follow the blueprint, if you do the work, if you are consistent, and if you're willing to be honest with yourself about who you are now and what you need to do and what you need to improve on. I knew without a doubt that one of the things that I needed to prove on is really believing that I am as great as I am.
Yeah.
Like believing that for real. And like Sharita, I had to go back and listen to some stuff that I said and read some stuff I wrote. I'm like, oh, that's good.
Yes.
And I can remember saying some things and then Oprah saying the same stuff and people like, oh my God, Oprah said, I'm like,
right.
I just said the same thing 3 years ago.
Right.
And now Oprah said it, and it is a huge epiphany, and it has changed the entire world.
Right.
Really? But what it did for me is what you said, Sharita. It made me say, I've got to get to the point where when people hear what I say, they'll hear it like they hear what Oprah says, right? It's not that Oprah is so much better than me. It's that Oprah has a proven track record that has allowed her to develop the influence that allows her words to impact so many more people at one time.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm clear on who I am, but I really had to come into the knowledge and the understanding that, listen, you can partner with anybody in this company. I promise you, you can. But the reason you want to partner with us, the BAM bosses, is because our work ethic, unparalleled. Our drive for helping other people have success, unparalleled. Our commitment, unparalleled, right? And those are things that I look for when I look for who I want to partner with. I want to partner with people who have proven results, but also have helped other people get results. It's one thing for a person to get results for themselves. It's another thing for them to show other people how to get those same results. So Sharita, for those who are listening, right? Listening from your page, listening from wherever you share, listen, what would you say to them about how to get in touch with you? And what are your parting words for them about the changes that need to be made?
This is the thing, right? Everything we said tonight something resonated with you. You didn't watch this by accident. And so my mentor, Les Brown, always says that coincidence is God's way of being anonymous. You didn't just happen to come on here. And so many of you have been watching. And so I say to you, change is what you need to get to that next place. For some, it's a change in company, a change in their thinking, a change in their habits, a change in their own beliefs about themselves. But change is required. And one of the biggest changes that you can make in your life right now is literally partnering up with us to come on this arc called Tava and to really take your life to a totally different dimension. Because what I love about this, not only this company, but this industry, is that you truly grow and develop on a totally different level that you would not normally do on your own. And so when you have dynamic leadership from Dr. V, myself, many of the other leaders that we have in our company, my leaders, there are just so many people that are constantly pouring into you
Yes.
where you can't be left behind unless you choose to. And so I say, what is waiting for you is greater than where you currently are and what has been.
Mm.
And so I say, come on this arc. Allow
Yes.
us to grow and sail to a better way of living. Allow the gifts that you've allowed to lay dormant to come back to life. The dream that was once there, allow it to come back to life. Allow restoration to be yours in this industry once again. And for some of you, you may have never been in network marketing, so it's new. And that's even better.
Yes.
Come and learn, grow, and truly tap into cooperative economics on a totally different level. Literally see how working together really wins for everybody. That's what we do here. Everyone literally wins. The gifts and talents that we have outside of Tavern, our own personal careers, we bring them to the BAM bosses. And the high level training that we literally give to our clients, you have access to as being a
Yes.
part of the BAM bosses. And so, what you'll learn in this team, you can literally adjust and add to your other businesses, your other way of living,
Absolutely.
career path in the future, literally. And so, I say, listen, it's time to take action. It's time to move. And we are literally here to help you get there, here to develop you, other leaders, dynamic bosses in your own right. You belong with us, literally.
Yes.
Don't wait till
Yes.
we're on the private planes. Be
Come
on the private plane
on.
with us.
Come on.
So you can
Yes,
contact me,
Sharita.
inbox me if you're watching directly from my page, and let's just do it. Let's just go.
Yes, yes. Listen, you guys, everything that Sharita says, I echo it. I echo those sentiments. You know, I tell people all the time, listen, you're getting stuff from me that people pay a lot of money for me to give to them, right? Like literally. And it is done because we truly want everyone to win. We want to bring all that we have to the table, and that's what we do. So if you've been watching and you're looking for a change, a change
That
has
was in
come
my head
over
just
you.
now. Get out my head.
You changed. Come on.
Oh my
If you're looking
God.
for a change, whether that change is a physical change, a spiritual change, an emotional change, a mental change, a career change, whatever change you're looking for, listen, partner with us so that you can get that change in your life. I'll tell you guys this. Listen, it doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter how bad it's been, and it doesn't even matter where you are right now. One decision tonight, one decision today, or whenever you watch this video can literally change the course of your life. I'm talking about you can get physical transformation, financial transformation, and so many other dimensions of transformation, but all of them require you to make a decision and take steps, starting with partnering with us. Listen, you guys, we want to thank you for tuning in. Sharita, thank you for being who you are. Thank you for all that you do. I appreciate you greatly. I'm glad I'm partnered with you. To those of you who are watching, I want to say welcome to the BAM Bosses. Thank you for making a decision, and we appreciate you greatly. You are amazing. Love you guys to life and life more abundant. Be blessed.